Hello, welcome once again for another session of a lesson we're going to have on reproduction in humans. I believe that by the end of the lesson, you would have been able to learn about the parts and functions of both the male and female reproductive systems. So we are looking at reproduction in humans. Let's look at the next slide and see what we have there. We are saying that, first of all, let us look at what is reproduction. Reproduction is the process by which living organisms give rise to new living individuals of their own kind. We have two forms, namely asexual and sexual reproduction. In another lesson that we'll be looking at later, we'll be dealing with the asexual reproduction. But for now, our attention or our concentration will be on sexual reproduction. So, what then is sexual reproduction? It is the fusion of the male and female gametes or sex cells to form a new individual known as a zygote. That is sexual reproduction. Now, when it comes to sexual reproduction, living organisms, when it comes to humans, are made of male and female. And so, male and female bodies have different reproductive systems, each with a specific adaptation to facilitate the combining of the genetic material. And here, that is through the sex cells or the sperm or the egg, or what we refer to as gametes. We are now going to look at the male and female reproductive systems so as to understand how the various parts of it help in its functioning. The first that we shall look at is the male reproductive system. On your screen, you have here the side view of the male reproductive system, and here is also another view. When you take a close look at it, we can identify the testes, we have the scrotum, we come to the epididymis. Then here we have the rectum. So this is the rectum, that is part of the digestive system. We have the prostate gland, the prostate gland. So you might have been hearing of people suffering from prostate disease. Here we have the ejaculatory duct. We also have the seminal vesicle. This part is the bladder. That is the bladder. Then we have the pubic bone. Then we have the vas deferens. We have the urethra, and then we have the erectile tissue. So we have what is called the penis here. Now when you come to the right side of the diagram, it's basically the same thing but from a different view. So you can see the penis, we have the gland penis, we have the testis, the epididymis, the vas deferens, which also known as the sperm duct, the prostate gland, the seminal vesicle, the urinary bladder, the ejaculatory duct. That's we have the vas deferens, yes, and then we have the epididymis, the testicle, as I've mentioned earlier. At this stage, we are going to look at the various parts and the role they play in helping the male reproductive system to function. So we're going to look at the testes. The testes are oval shaped organs, and we have a pair of it, as you can see here. We have a pair of it, and they lie on either side of the penis in the back called the scrotum. So the scrotum is what houses the testes, and the main function of the testes is to produce sperms or male sex cells. Let's come to the scrotum itself. Now the scrotum, its function is to protect the testes. So we have the scrotum there. Then we have the epididymis. Epididymis, that is what is lying on the testis. Now it stores sperms temporarily and produces secretions that keep the sperm alive. That is the function of the epididymis. Prostate gland. So we have the prostate here, and in the prostate gland, its role is to secrete a milky fluid that mixes with the sperm to form semen during ejaculation. Cowper's gland is also found just around where the prostate gland is. So we have something like the seminal vesicle. So the Cowper's gland is responsible for secreting pre-ejaculate fluid. That means those fluid that comes along with with the sperm, which we refer to as semen, when a man becomes sexually aroused. Penis. It is the erectile organ responsible for the transfer of sperms to the vagina of the female. The head of the penis is called the glans penis. Sperm duct or the vas deferens. They are two thin tubes which carry sperms from the testis to the urethra. It serves as a passageway for both semen and urine. So you can look at the pictures and then identify that part. Hence, it is used as a urinogenital in function. Let us look at the functions of the male reproductive system. So in conclusion, it is to produce sperm in the testis, to deliver sperms in the liquid medium to the vagina during copulation, and also to produce male sex hormones, testosterone, that controls secondary sexual characteristics. We would end on this session, and then on the next part, which will be seen very soon, review on the female reproductive part, which will be explained further. But do not forget to subscribe to the channel, the Vet Science channel. So in a jiffy, you move to the next this thing for the